How to cut off rotten peach blossoms. Guanyin Bodhisattva teaches you a trick to resolve evil. Turn the plot into the greatest blessing of your life. Always falling in love with the wrong person. Is it really your bad luck? No, this is probably a love debt owed in a previous life. Found the door. Facing this rotten peach blossom that doesn't fall off, the antidote given by Guanyin Bodhisattva: never let you cut it off. It's about reconciling. In the eyes of the Buddha, the man who tortured you is not a ghost who came to ask for your life. It's the visualization of your unresolved, not. Today we will borrow the eyes of Guanyin Bodhisattva to understand the cause and effect, how to drink this bitter poison, brewing into the nectar that makes you completely awake. Have you ever had a moment like this? I vowed never to make the same mistake again. Never find the same type of person again. But when a new relationship begins, and it was just evil. Repeating along the existing scripts, the person who took great care of you in the first place suddenly become cold and distant. The one who promises your future. Betrayal in a blink of an eye. You stand in the ruins of emotion and sigh to the sky. Why is it always me? Why do I always encounter rotten peach blossoms? If you ask a psychologist, they will tell you. This is the forced repetition of the original family. But if you take this question with you, kneeling in front of Guanyin Bodhisattva will mercifully tell you a more deep truth. There are no unprovoked encounters in this world. No harm for no reason. The so-called rotten peach blossom, essentially a picture of your past life. Thousands signed by hand. Now it's time to cash in. The midfielder of the Buddha scriptures said that the teacher will be 1,000 calamities. The work doesn't die. King Yuan Jade. The consequences are That sounds cold. But the underlying logic of emotional relationships. We often assume that love is the random collision of two free souls. But in the causal dimension, he's more of a precision-guided debt settlement. The one who makes you miserable. Why can accurately find you in the vast crowd? The reason why I can take a look, just focus on the softest underbelly of your heart. Because between you, there is an invisible thread pulling. This thread may be the basis for your previous treatment of him. Unfulfilled promises. Maybe it's the deep hurt you caused him. Or maybe you are entangled in a relationship together. In the unfinished business. Just think about it. If you owe money to the bank, wherever you move to, what name did you change? Debt calls will always find you. The same goes for emotional debt. When you are just simple, define each other as scum or scum. Trying to escape the pain by blocking out. You actually just hung up the debt collection call temporarily. As long as the debt is not settled, as long as that hole in your heart is not patched, the next creditor is already on the way. He might change his face, change identity, but the frequency of your pain, absolutely the same. That's why many have had significant others, but always in the same pain. Because rotten peach blossoms are not external bad luck. He is you alive. A seed waiting to sprout. As long as fate meets, he must bear fruit. So in the face of this seemingly doomed fate, are we just going to take it easy? No, definitely not. The reason why Guanyin Bodhisattva is called senseless, just because he can teach us, in the depths of fear and pain, generate the wisdom to turn things around. When we look at it from the perspective of ordinary people, switch to the Dharma eye of the Bodhisattva, you will find that the entire script of the story has completely changed. In the eyes of ordinary people, you are the victim. The other party is the perpetrator. This is a tragedy of betrayal and hurt. But in the eyes of Guanyin Bodhisattva, this is a teaching about awakening. Guanyin Bodhisattva looks at all living beings. It's like a mother watching a child in a nightmare. The child is chased by a tiger in his dream. She was crying out. Mothers don't jump into their dreams to help their children fight tigers, because the tiger is fake. The mother wakes the child. Tell him to wake up. It was just a dream. The rotten peach blossom that makes you miserable. In fact, it is the tiger in the dream. He didn't come here to eat you, but to wake you up. You are interested in love. Is there some kind of unrealistic obsession? Do you always pin your security on others? You are always eager to control each other, to prove your worth. This deep-seated greed in your subconscious. Fear and scarcity, usually well hidden. Even you lied to yourself. Only this wrong person. Only this person who breaks your heart. To be like a pair of scissors. Rip through all your disguises. He crushes your dependence with indifference. Shatter your desire to control with betrayal. Shatter your fantasies with leaving. It hurts, it really hurts. But it's the pain of the scalpel to remove the tumor, rather than the pain of butcher slaughter. In general, Guanyin Bodhisattva has 32 hard bodies. It should be said that the fit of the fairy is very fit. Is there a possibility? The enemy who tortured you. It is also an incarnation of the Bodhisattva. He played the negative instructor. Used the most intense means. Force you to face your heart. If he's always been obedient to you, you may forever indulge in the fantasy of love. Reincarnation. No beginning. It is precisely because of his bad, it makes you start to reflect. Start looking for liberation. Start hearing this right now. So, the first lesson Guanyin Bodhisattva taught us is not to hate, not to love. It's about seeing. Use the wisdom of the air to take care of this relationship. When you look at the person who makes you gnash your teeth, try to ask yourself in your heart, is he really my enemy? Or is he just a loyal actor? Holding the script I wrote in my previous life, performing hard, just to make me see the huge black hole in my heart. Once you start thinking like this, the roulette wheel at night has already started to slow down. You are no longer a helpless victim. You start to take back the initiative in your life. But that was only the beginning. To truly resolve this deep marriage, we need something more specific. In order for you to understand this truth, Guanyin Bodhisattva once ended in person, played a thrilling drama. This is the famous Yulan Guanyin in Buddhism, or Malinoff's cone. This story, simply, for those who are lost in love, tailored. It was during the Shansong period of the Tang dynasty, another generation of strong folk customs in Shan. People only know how to fight bravely. No sense of propriety and shame. I don't believe in causal Buddhism. One day, suddenly, a young girl selling fish came to town. This girl was born with dignity and beauty, like a firework. Selling on the street with a bamboo basket. That moment, the whole town of young men has gone mad. Where is the heart to buy fish? Everyone was fascinated by his beauty, scrambling to marry her and go home. Facing this group of even a bit obscene suitors, the girl is not angry. Instead, she smiled softly. He said, "I only have one body. How can I marry so many of you? So, I'll ask a question. Who can memorize ordinary products overnight? Who will I marry?" Pumin is the Fa Hua Classics, a chapter dedicated to the rescue of Guanyin Bodhisattva. These boorish men who don't know a few big characters, in order to achieve beauty, return. He just took out the end of the head cantilever cone. The next morning, more than 20 people actually memorized it. The girl said there are still too many people. This time, who can memorize the Diamond Sutra overnight? Who will I marry? This man's gamble escalated instantly, and on the third morning, only the young man named Meringue was left, and a few others persevered. The girl finally said that Buddhism is vast. If you can do it in 3 days, the entire Fa Hua Sutra is passed through. I will not break my promise. After 3 days, only Meringue did it alone. He was ecstatic. I feel like the luckiest man in the world. The wedding went ahead as scheduled. Welcome. Hilarious. However, on the wedding night, just as Meringue was about to touch the bride has a sudden heartache. I haven't had time to say a word yet. It just smells like jade clouds. Died in Marlin's arms. This scene is more cruel than any tragedy. The moment before was the peak of life. The next moment is the abyss. Malong was in pain. Buried the bride hastily with tears. A few months later, an old monk in purple passed by. Ask Meringue where your bride is buried. Meringue leads the way. The old monk opened the grave with a staff. Open the coffin. And guess what? The accident is over. Only a pair of golden collarbones. Color as gold. Interlocking. Make a crisp sound of gold and jade. The old monk said to Meringue in the wooden stool pocket, "This is Master Guanyin's pity for your karma. Specially incarnate to save you. Now it's over." He just left. After saying that, the old monk took to the air, turn into golden light and disappear. Marlin was struck by lightning at that moment. And it dawned on me. It turned out that the love that broke his heart, that seemingly cruel parting of life and death, it turned out to be the sniper shot by the Bodhisattva to do hua him. The Buddha hooked his heart with a jade seat hook and smashed his dreams with a dead weight. If the bride doesn't die, Malong may have children with him. Live a mediocre life. Keep rolling in reincarnation. It is precisely because of this paragraph that I cannot leave love. Ma Lang really saw through the illusion of red dust. From here on, after hearing this story, you look back. The rotten peach blossom in your life. The one who makes you love. Finally, the person who hurt you to pieces. Isn't there a little bit of that? Like the fish girl of the past. Of course, I'm not talking about that scum or scum. Bodhisattva became, but from a functional perspective. the roles they play are strikingly similar. In Buddhism, there is a kind of bodhisattva called retrograde bodhisattva. They don't give you flowers or applause. They insult you. Betrayal and hurt. You might ask, how could Guanyin Bodhisattva be so cruel? It's not actually cruel. That's a break. The reason why we suffer, it's because we take the world seriously. We regard each other's love as our eternal support. We are like meringue, who wants to marry a girl, full of comrades and desires. At this time, if life gives you prosperity, you will only get deeper and deeper. Only when the person you trust the most suddenly backhand to you. It's the kind of pain that wakes you up. The love that came from outside, so fragile and unreliable. So, when you face the person who hurt you again, try changing your mind. Don't think of him as an enemy that must be defeated. Think of him as a crude wet. You are a rusty knife. Only in the hardest, repeated friction on the roughest stone. Although the process sparks, the pain is unbearable. But eventually, the rust will come off. You will be sharper than ever. This is Guanyin Bodhisattva. Give us the method of changing thoughts. In Buddhism, it's called forbearance bo. Luomi. Many people misunderstand tolerance and humiliation. I thought it was just patience. Submit. Let others bully. Totally wrong. True humiliation. It is a very high-dimensional digestive ability. Like the earth, you pour dirty water on it. He took it all. Then silently purify the dirty water. Nurture beautiful flowers. When the other party is angry, betrayal and indifference when this dirty water is poured on you. If you choose to pour it back, then you are with him. Ordinary people of the same dimension. A new cause and effect will form between you. Entanglement and revenge. Endless. But if you can activate the Kuan Yin perspective, and you think, well, maybe that's why he did it. It is because he is also controlled by anonymity and annoyance. He is also a poor patient. He hurt me today. Just helped me eliminate the debt from my previous life. An old account. It's like the courier sent you a package. The package contains a bomb. If you refuse to accept it or get into a fight with the courier, the bomb is still there. But if you sign for it with a smile and say thank you in my heart, I accept this debt. It's settled today. So the bomb was dropped the moment you signed it. It turned into fireworks. You don't owe him anymore. The entanglement of that energy, it snapped at that moment. You will find, when you stop fighting, when no longer emotional ups and downs because of his actions, instead, he lost the ability to hurt you. Because a slap doesn't make a sound. Your heart is empty. His knife slashed into the void. This is the worst revenge for rotten peach blossoms. Not to make him regret it, but to make him have no influence on you. You take advantage of his evil. Achieve your own path. This is turning the enemy into an instructor. Now that you understand the principle, how do we do that in combat? In the Dharma gate of Guanyin Bodhisattva, is there any specific way? Can help us get out quickly. Of course, there is this quagmire of emotions. Here are 2 keys. A handful of names. It's called compassion. When you are provoked by the other person's words, or abandoned in the middle of the night. And when you feel your heart is twisted, please cut off your paranoia immediately. Don't analyze why he did it. Don't remember the sweetness of the past. Those are poisons. This moment, there's only one thing you need to do. Meditate Nanwu Guanyin Bodhisattva in my heart. It sounds too simple. Even a little superstitious. This is actually the most advanced psychological intervention technique. The Dharma Sutra says that if there are more sentient beings than lust, perennial cervix, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva will get Parajate. Ruwaduakan painting. Perennial cervix, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva will get Li Chen. When you chant the holy good, what you're doing is a frequency switch. Angry, sad, jealousy, these are extremely low-quality energy. They pull you down like a swamp. And the three words, Guanxin, represents the universe. The highest frequency of compassion and pure energy. When you focus on chanting, you are like a radio channel. From the noisy Tonkutai, forcibly transferred to the quiet platform. You will find, as long as you focus enough, emotions that drive you crazy. It cools down quickly in a few minutes. It's not a myth. This is the science of sound waves resonating with the mind. The second key is compassion. This may be the hardest step, but it's also the most radical step. Try to visualize it in your mind. Put your so-called enemy on the opposite side of you. Look at him. You'll find that he's actually covered in scars. A person full of love and joy at heart will not hurt others. Only the heart is riddled with holes. Extremely needy people will obtain energy through plunder and attack. His scum, his bad. It was the cloak of his inner pain. Try saying to him, I forgive you. I let myself go too. May you be liberated too. Notice the forgiveness here. It's not that you have to run over and make up with him, or allow him to continue hurting you. Absolutely not. This kind of forgiveness occurs in your heart. It's you who decides. Put the peace in your heart, the big rock that weighs you down. Open. You don't forgive him. That stone has been pressing on your heart. It hurts you, not him. When you send this blessing from the bottom of your heart, miracles happen. You will feel an unprecedented ease. It's like a rope that's been tight for a long time, suddenly disconnected. You will find that the image that used to haunt your mind, it suddenly became blurry. It doesn't matter anymore. This is the flower blooming to see the Buddha, the realm of love and death. Eventually you will understand. True reconciliation. Never reconcile with someone. It's about making peace with the loveless self. The reason why we always meet the wrong people, it's because we lost ourselves. We are like beggars, holding a broken bowl and begging from others. Love to beg. Pay attention to the security of begging. As long as you are a beggar, you're bound to meet someone who gives you alms to search for, or the person who kicked your bowl over. What Guanyin Bodhisattva teaches us is, get up and throw the bowl away. You yourself are a treasure. You are the source. When you start looking inward, when you learn to love yourself, when your heart is filled with compassion and joy, you don't need anyone to fill you. Then you will still be in love. We'll still get married. But the nature has completely changed. It used to be because I was empty. So I grabbed you. Now it's because I'm complete. So I share it with you. When your frequency changes, and your world changes, those low-frequency rotten peach blossoms will automatically fall out of your life. Because they no longer match your energy. And those who truly understand love know how to cherish kindness, like a bee smelling a flower. Come to you naturally. So stop hating the person who hurt you. Dry your tears. Hands together. Say silently in my heart, thank you for your performance. I've done my homework. You can leave now. Then I turned around and walked towards the radiant self. Guanyin Bodhisattva.